This is your place for all things Grand Rapids Griffins and all things Toledo Walleye. This is the Hockeytown West podcast with your hosts, Brandon Cook, Nick Harrington, and Travis Foch.
Well, as the news cycle with the Grand Rapids Griffins and Toledo Walleye has stayed pretty calm, we figured why not give you guys yet again another interview, but this time with a now former player with the Grand Rapids Griffins. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hockeytown West podcast, your source for everything Grand Rapids Griffins and Toledo Walleye hockey. And this one was bittersweet to record, I will be honest. So we sat down with good old Eduards Tralmaks and talked to him about his time in Grand Rapids, obviously his time in the Olympics and all that fun stuff. But obviously he's departed over to the Oilers organization. So bittersweet interview, but of course it was Eddie. So it's going to be a fun one. So we're going to waste no time at all and throw it straight over to the Blueberry King now. Joining us today is a guy who unfortunately only spent one season with the Griffins, but that's all it took for him to win the hearts of fans here in Grand Rapids. This man with his impressive mustache has played hockey all over the world, from Latvia to Boston, became a champion in Chicago and playoff MVP too. Not a big deal there, 4 years in Maine to Providence, then to Czechia, then to Grand Rapids. Our first guest that's actually an Olympian, which is a crazy honor to be able to speak with this gentleman on this show. Everybody, welcome to the show, Eduards Tralmaks. Eddie, man, thank you for taking time out of your summer to chat with us. How you doing, man?
You got to be my wingman or something, because, listen, this gets me going. This gets me going, not gonna lie. Well, first of all, boys, the honor is mine. I've seen podcasts. I've seen a few clips here and there, and most of the time you talk good about me. So I decided to come on and chat with you guys. Obviously, you guys are a big part of Grand Rapids media. So I love the idea of doing that, and we're here. Anyway, the first question was summer.
Yeah, how you doing, man? What's summer?
Yeah.
How's the summer been treating you? We know it's been crazy with the changes and everything, but outside of hockey, how's summer been?
Summer has been very, very busy. Busy to the point where I have no free time. Right now, I'm actually organizing this 3v3 league in Latvia. It's going to be, it's actually this following weekend. It's going to be an international 8-nation tournament in Latvia in the big arena. So I've been literally every single day waking up, talking to sponsors, partners, marketing, and just organizing this whole thing. And you know what? It's been great, new experience, but I just did not know how much I'll have to do, and it is what it is. But I love it. It's something new. Blueberries are done, right? I've already done blueberry. Now it's I'm doing something else, and I like it. So it's good.
Dude, that sounds awesome. Is there going to be a way for anyone to watch that or anything?
Yes, there will be. Well, this year there's not going to be no Canadian or American teams. Although in the future, I would love to bring some of my boys from Grand Rapids to represent their nation. Maybe bring you guys. Who knows? But it's a pretty big tournament. We're paying for all the tickets, hotels. There's a prize money as well. So to be honest with you, quite a big deal. And I was not ready for how big of a deal it's going to be. But as I said, it's a new experience, and it gives me motivation. But just I don't have time for anything else right now. Just that.
Besides you playing in this, any other familiar names that people might recognize?
Ovis Balinskis, Florida, D-man, and Sandis Vilmanis. He plays for Charlotte, and he plays 20, 30 games in the NHL. He's going to be a stud in the NHL, and so is Ovis. He has 2 Stanley Cup rings, so it's not a big deal too. We have a bunch of Latvian national team guys playing that you may not know. The Swedish team is bringing the U20 roster pretty much, very good skilled guys. Then we have Finnish team has some NHL guys that used to play. Leo Komarov's coming. That's a legend of legend of Finnish sport. So actually, we it's funny because there was one guy. I don't know if I can say his name or not, but like he was supposed to come. Everything was like fully prepared, but then at the last minute he said he can't, and it's not this time. But he was the key player for Finland when they won the World Championship this year. Might have scored game-winning goal. Who knows? I don't know. Didn't watch.
No, that sounds awesome. What a way to pack the summer with more hockey, man. I love that. I want to start with talking about your time here in GR. Like we said, only one season, but obviously became a fan favorite really quick here. When you first arrived in Grand Rapids, what was your first impression of the city and the facilities at the arena?
Well, honestly, the first impression was like the first ever impression was the game, the scrimmage between the two teams, and the arena. When I walked in, I was like, I mean, is this really minors? Because it was fully sold out, like whatever 10,000-12,000 fans. Like it was unbelievable. And you know what? Actually, Patrick Kane said after the game, well, not to me, but I heard him say, he was like, pretty good place to play, huh? Like, great barn here. And I said, well, I didn't say anything. I was like just listening, whatever. But even he appreciated it, and from that point, like I knew this is gonna be my home. I was hoping it's gonna be my home most of the year, not all the year, but it was, and man, like it's I believe when I say that it's one of the best places to play in AHL, hands down. And it's I don't even think there's a discussion about it. Like people love coming to GR. Like there are teams that they're like, oh, like we're going to GR, like it's so cool, And for me, it was it was my home, and obviously the beginning was a little bit more stressful with all the moving in and finding apartment and everything. But and then obviously you're a new player, nobody knows who you are. You're just known for your like average looking mustache, and then next thing you know, it's next thing you know, like we're just like going through everybody, just like winning and winning. And I'm like, are we gonna lose this year or not? And unfortunately, the way year full played out, obviously the call-ups, injuries, and whatever. If that didn't happen, we would have definitely set an AHL record that would probably, I don't know who would have reached it. If Shiner and Dryzy and Lenny, like those guys got called up right away. Like, we lost first line. Like you can't lose the first line, and we still scrapped. Like we had wins. Like we still had a lot of wins without them. And then somebody got injured. Mays got injured. Obviously, Danny didn't come back. Right. So we had such a deep team that we could have just kept going. But yeah, unfortunately, didn't work out as good as we all expected.
What was your like favorite spot in the city to hang out outside of hockey?
I don't know if I can say it out loud in here. No.
Oh no! Oh boy!
No. Honestly, it's well, I loved I loved going to the restaurants. I know you guys. I probably can't say who might be the guest, right? The next guest for you guys.
Oh, you can say it.
Yeah.
But this person and I, like we loved restaurants, and he was giving me like he. By the way, he's a big resto guy. Like probably the biggest in definitely GR, maybe even in the league. He knows every place, what restaurants they have, food, everything. Like every time, if you want to go to a nice place to eat, go to him. He's gonna give you good recommendations. But obviously, over the bridge at the Butchers Union or Jinjin's, that was. I mean, it's hard to top Jinjin's steak. Could be arguably one of the best steaks ever. We were on that side a lot, but I just love walking around the city. Like on Sundays, usually when we don't have games, Friday, Saturdays there are games, and you feel very tired. You just get out. We go to MVP, which is the gym. We go do saunas because unfortunately we didn't have sauna in our locker room, and then we just walk around the city, go eat somewhere, just all around. Like didn't get old, you know. Like I would always go. I would have like my little route where I would go around, you know, and just like look at new buildings or whatever, you know. It's pretty much exploring more and more city, and then at the end it was just like I knew where everything was.
When you got here, Eddie, what did they tell you kind of the role that they wanted you to play, or did you kind of have a role going in that you knew you were going to play?
You know, it's a good question because like they will always tell you a little bit different than they really think, you know, you're going to play. And like when I signed the contract, my goal was to play in the NHL. And it wasn't like I understand that, you know, they had a deep team too, good team, whatever. But my goal was to do everything I can in the AHL to deserve a chance to play in the NHL. And that's what I was telling them, and you know that's what they were telling me. They're like, listen, like, you know, you're gonna start in the AHL, fine, that's completely fine. You know, you're gonna be they told me I'm gonna be a top 6 guy, doesn't matter. You know, we had such a deep team that our third line could be a first line anywhere else, so it didn't really matter. So yeah, they obviously told me things that you know, were a little bit better than it was at the end. And yeah, so they said like, you're going to be a big power forward. You just need to prove yourself again, which is fine. Like I've been proving myself my whole life. You know, everybody, you know, there's a lot of doubters of my game of some kind. Maybe it's like my attributes of skating or whatever. But everywhere I go, I just do my thing, you know. And so yeah, they wanted me to be a big power forward, scoring goals, and that's what I was pretty much. That's what they asked me to do, and that's what I did. So at the end of the day, I don't know really what I could have done more to. In my opinion, I deserved a chance. Deserved a few games, or maybe one, doesn't matter. But you know, I told them right away too. Like at the end, I haven't played a single NHL game. I want to play one game. Give me one game and I'm going to be happy. Like, it's not that hard to make me happy, you know? And unfortunately, it didn't go that well.
So you kind of touched on the third line being able to be most teams' first line. And towards, I think, like after the Olympic break, that's kind of where you found yourself, at least with the roster and the couple acquisitions with like Wojo. Do you want to maybe just kind of like touch on that and kind of what made that line seem to gel? Because you guys really seem to play extremely well together, kind of that post-Olympic break.
Yeah. Well, you see, post-Olympic break, the first 2 weeks, I would say, were not like great for me. I don't know why. I just felt like drained. Like I didn't play my game. There were call-ups, so like, I don't know. I just didn't feel good. The points were not. The team wasn't doing well. The points, like everything was just kind of like staggering a little bit. And then we got Wojo, and he got put in my line with me and Kuba, and I don't know. It was just like, it was such a easy line to play on. Like it was literally like, we were scoring every single game. Like it was like actually it was crazy. I think it was like what 10. I think it's 10 games, right? We played together. I'm not sure. We gotta look up how many games Wojo played, but we played, I think, 10 games together, and it was just like I had the belief that every time we would, you know, go on the ice, we would have a scoring chance or we would capitalize on it. And that's what essentially happened. I don't know if it's the European connection. Wojo was a big driver. Like obviously, you know, we did. I played with Kuba before. We did have some centers change, you know, come and go. But with Wojo, he was a big driver. He was very smart with the puck, good skater. Kuba is just an animal. You know, this guy is like, some games I'm like I look at him and I'm like, dude, this guy is like, I don't know how he is not getting that many, you know, points. Like he's actually like plowing through guys, skating, shooting, you know. But at the end of the day, it comes back to confidence. You know, if you don't get the playing time you deserve, your confidence kind of starts going down and stuff. And yeah, and with those guys, like I didn't really care about my playing time. I just wanted to play with them. I know like if we play together, we're gonna have chances. We just need to score. And honestly, in the playoffs too, the problem was we couldn't. Our line couldn't capitalize on our chances, but we had a lot of chances too, especially when we lost to Chicago.
Yeah, the chances in that one seemed endless. But like, I want to go back to Wojo a second. I know you said he was a big driver there, but obviously, this late season acquisition and that trade that happened, and he shows up, and it really only took, it felt like a period for him to adjust to playing with you and Kuba. Like, just what was that conversation like when he showed up? Was it just like, okay, I'm on this line with you guys, we're going to go out there and kill it? And all of a sudden you guys would walk away with maybe 7 or 8 points combined as a line, night in, night out, to end the season there.
Yeah. No, it's when that happened too. In the beginning was Michi got traded away, right? And Michi was one of the best guys like in the locker room, and one of the like best guys. Like it hurt all of us. We were like, like there are guys that get traded and you're sad, but then there are guys that are like, you're very sad because he was a little bit of a like this positive guy in the locker room that you need. We were very good friends too, so maybe a little bit biased, but like we were very close too. So, but then there was this Wojo guy come in, right? So we're like, who is this guy? And he shows up, and this guy is also like such a great guy right away. Like, I think our time on the ice. I think it started even before the ice. We became friends because he lived not far from me, and we were European. We would like go as I said, go to sauna or go grab some food, and like it started as a relationship before, because I think we didn't even play the first game. We didn't play together. The first game he played first line, I'm pretty sure, or second line, and then we became very good friends, and we just kind of like start playing for each other more. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to make his life easier, and he wanted to make my life easier, and we wanted to make Kuba's life easier because we want Kuba to be happy, because when Kuba's happy, he's the best guy in the world. So we just kind of clicked. We all kind of loved hanging out with each other and stuff like that. We all respected each other, and we found a way, like a different way of hockey. And we had guy that can buzz very hard. We had a guy that can basically dish out anything, a very good playmaker center, and that works both ways too, like not only like offensive but defensive as well. So you can maybe not like cheat, but you're you're safe, but you're gonna be safe when you go back into D zone, and then it's me somewhere in the middle, just a finisher. So we just kind of like found each other, and it started working out. And I mean, honestly, like it was, as I said, it was super easy. I mean, Woj came in, and he got like more than a point per game because it was just clicking so well.
You've touched on this a few times now, and even before we started to record, but from the outside, this looked like one of the closest locker rooms that we've seen at Grand Rapids. What made this group so special? Besides if like just you guys going out on your line, right, going to the sauna and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's there are a lot of things that can make a team be close to each other and whatnot. But well, first thing probably was winning. Winning was a big part, because there's not much bitching. Everybody's happy. Everybody's like, it's such a great feeling to win, and maybe go hang out with the guys after the game for a little bit, and everybody is just like a lot of guys had families, and they would still like come to like outings or whatever, and like have fun with us, and just, but at the end of the day, it's like the leadership starts with the leadership. And I mean, Shiner is I don't know, as good as they come. I don't even know if you can do a better leadership that Shiner does. And what I really like about Shiner is he was an underdog his whole life, so he doesn't look, he has a different way to lead. He leads with belief, and belief is what basically made him play in the NHL. So me, one of the, also off topic, but one of the ways Detroit sold me to come to, Detroit organization was Shiner, because they said, listen, look at this guy. He was like, he was working hard every single day for 7 years, played, did the AHL contract, and then one day he jumped and he's like such a good, reliable NHL player, so that's how I want it to be too. It's like, I kind of resonated that it could be me one day, and so yeah, and then the leaders, obviously him, Laggy, the big guys like Wadi, Gus, I mean, all of those guys are just guys that are with big heart, and they want, let's be honest, when you're in the minors, it's easy to think about yourself, it's minors, you want to play in the NHL, and you just like kind of like, screw everybody else kind of thing. Even though you're not going to be like that on the outside, a lot of times you are like that on the inside. And I know a lot of guys from other teams that, I have played with, that I know they have that in them, right? But in this group, we just like right away, like once we started winning, and once we knew that, okay, we're like 20 games in and we're like 19-1 or something, like something crazy,
It was nuts.
That's when we realized, okay, like this is not about individuals. We're winning this thing. Like we're not doing like any like selfishness. Like there's no selfish guys here. We are winning this whole thing, and like buy in and be a team guy and help however you can. And that's how essentially in the mid-season I was like, you know what, one thing, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I want everybody to know this too. When I came, and in the very beginning, I wanted to play or get a chance in the NHL so bad that I forgot, about the team interest, maybe in the first part of the season. And even my mom called me and I was like, yeah, like whatever, like, I'm not getting a chance, whatever, I'm so far from the NHL and stuff like that. But then in the middle of the season, I was like, I want to win AHL. Like I want to win Cup here. I want to win with these guys, and I want to win in Grand Rapids. And it was such a good feeling for me, because now I'm not pissed off at myself or management or at anybody else. Now I'm like, I'm winning this thing, and I'm proving everybody like we are big dogs here, and yeah, unfortunately it didn't happen, but it was, nevertheless, this was such a fun season, and it was, I wish I had a couple more of those.
Don't we all, man? I know there's a lot of fun stuff that happened, off the ice. We've heard a lot about karaoke as we headed into the off season here. I know the karaoke nights were big, but is there just any fun stories that you could share with fans from either practice or, the locker room or off the ice? Obviously appropriate ones for the fans, but any just fun ones from the guys that you'd like to share?
You know what? You could have prepared me for that, because I mean, off the top of my head, I can just talk about karaoke because those were the best times. I'll think about maybe if I get some story in my mind moving forward, a little bit later. But I mean, karaoke were always like, well, first of all, every single day something funny happened with this team. Like we would just like messing with each other, we would mess with each other, and everything that would, like we just loved each other so much that it was just like we're chirping each other, messing with each other. Coaches are, getting into it. So like you would always come in and you would like leave with like something funny, that would happen, and you would just like tell somebody about it. But the karaoke nights were huge. I was one of the favorites. Again, very biased opinion, but you can ask Amo about it. But I was one of the favorites, not because I had a great voice, but I was just I was a performer, It was more of a performance. And I mean, I have some videos on my phone that somebody filmed, but the guys loved it, I would always sing like these sad songs. And the only reason I would sing sad songs because, it's a slow song. I can read it in time and I can sing it in time, because I can't sing rap songs. It's way too quick for me. It's not my first language. So I would always sing these, like, say something, I'm giving up on you. Like that was my go-to. Like I would go in there and I would like get on my knees and like pretend like we're crying, It's actually funny. The funniest part about all this is I would I would get the mic and I would say, and you can ask Hamo that too. And don't say that. Don't say what I'm going to say now, but ask him what he would say, who he would sing the song for, and I would always get the mic and I would be like, and this goes to my ex. I miss her, and then I start singing.
That's
yeah, it was
incredible.
funny, and it's just like I, everybody bought in that like I really miss my ex, and like I would sing these like sad songs, and it's so funny, and like even the people that were outside, like not the hockey guys, there were people outside, like regular people that are just watching or singing with us, and they're like, this guy really misses his ex. He really broke him, huh?
Oh
That's
man.
amazing. Yeah, it was we missed you at Exit interviews because you were playing for the Worlds, and so we had asked everybody what their song was, their go-to song. So I'm glad we were able to get that out of you. Looking back on the season, you finished with 26 goals this season, best offensive year of your pro career. Looking back, what do you think really clicked for you here?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, one, it was a great place to play, and obviously, when it's a great place to play, and and you're winning, it's easy to to get your scoring touch, and when you're winning and everything is working out, it's easy to get points, score goals, and stuff like that. It's the time when it gets tough. That's when it's hard to get your confidence back and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's just also the players that we had on this roster. Like, you can play with whoever. Like, everybody on our team was a guy that could make plays, score goals from your passes, whatever. But we had a very deep team, like a very deep team, and I really believe if we would have beat Chicago, we would have won the cup. But it's playoffs, and playoffs it's very different. It's nothing compared to regular season, where when it's like you get going. Here it's just like a little like silly, dirty goals get in, and it's hard mentally to come back from it, And but yeah, other than that, like it was a great team. I played with great players, and it was fun to be in this team. If we would be losing, I don't know, like some of these teams in the minors, like I probably wouldn't have that many goals, just because I loved coming to the rink, I loved to practice, and I loved to play with those guys.
Was there anything that Dan Watson or the coaching staff do to like kind of help you put you in a position to succeed here?
Oh, of course, they always do. Their job as coaches is not only to coach the team. Their job is to make us better, and it could be better on the ice or off the ice. And Wadi, Wadi is one of the better coaches I've ever played for, and I had a huge respect for him. And he just, I don't know, he always knew the right way, which was like kind of like we would be losing 1-0 or something, or 2-0, and then he would like come up with this like either match different lines or put like different combinations of players together, and it would always work out at the end. So he knows how to run the team, he knows how to win, and that's I think that's one of the biggest qualities in coach. If when it comes to like when push comes to shove, you know what to do, and what is the guy that can make very good decisions very quick and help us out. And Wadi was a very good a coach to where like you can go and talk to him. A lot of different teams, they have different I've had different coaches there. I have had coaches that like if you talk to him, it's probably going to be something about something bad. For Wadi, it's like you could go, talk to him about anything, and he would always listen to you, and he would always, he wouldn't like beat around the bush. He would tell you how it is, and he would tell you, okay, like this and that, like once you'll get your chance, but you'll have to wait, stuff like that. So, and like I always trusted him with that, and at the end he did give me the, sometimes I would go and talk to him, and he would say, yeah, like you start playing good, you'll get a chance, and essentially I did get a chance. So I'm happy that I had a coach like that. I'm happy with our coaching staff. Also, Lash obviously is a legend of Grand Rapids, and Steph too. So with Steph we worked. It was funny because first time I arrived in Grand Rapids and I was on second power play. Steph was always telling me, like, every single time, he's like, every time the puck comes to you, you shoot the freaking puck, and it wasn't freaking. He said something else, but he would say, you're not here to make plays. You're here to rip the puck. So every time I would hold off a shot, I'm coming to him and he's looking in my eyes and I'm like, I'm in trouble. He's like, you are here to shoot the freaking puck, And honestly, some of those goals that I scored, thanks to him, because maybe I would have held it off. It's just a little bit harder during practice too, because you don't want to like hurt guys. So you're not taking a full slapper, or sometimes you don't even take a slapper just because it's not it's not right thing to do. Like one time I hit Laggy twice in one practice, and Laggy is such a great guy and would never be mad at anybody, and I would never be mad at Laggy ever in my life. And first time he was really mad, and I knew if a guy like that is mad on me, like I did something bad. I hit him with a slap shot twice. He wasn't even in front of the net; he was on the side.
Oh no! Oh,
Keeping with that
we
theme.
didn't talk for a day, but the next day we talked and squashed the beef.
Keeping with that theme, of all the guys on that roster, who would you least be willing to stand in front of the net with a slap shot coming your way from?
We had some rockets on we had some missiles on our team. Let's see. I mean, defensemen like Toomey had a rip. Like Toomey could rip the puck. Let me see. Trying to remember. I mean, we had those big, strong guys that can literally even Wally had a one-timer top shelf. Like I didn't even see the puck. I was like, what just happened? We won the face-off and he ripped the top shelf. Who was a shooter on the right side? Oh, it was Lenny. You see, Lenny's shot is just so unpredictable. Like he is. Like when I saw him first time on the ice, I was like, when he started scoring goals and whatnot, I was like, I've never seen anything like that. Like he has such a sneaky shot, because you'd never know. Like he'll show it to you with his blade that he's going top shelf, but he's going 5-hole, and he would score like 10 out of 20 goals 5-hole, and then every goal he was like, okay, he's shooting low. So he's showing he's going 5-hole and he's going top shelf every time. So he's just a natural, pure goal scorer, his slap shot too, maybe it's not a hard one, but it's sneaky. It always hits the net and it goes in. So pretty much all the bigger guys, defensemen, have a big shots, and that's essentially why we had a good power play as well.
I have to ask, because this situation was one I've never seen before take place in a season. Have you ever been a part of a game where you show up and you go out for warm-ups and realize the ice is melted and it's awful?
Well, first of all, there's a way more to the story. Actually, we can talk about this story because everybody has to know it. Do I want to tell you the whole story? Because this was when I got sent down right after Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? My gear didn't come.
Oh,
but I had to play. I had to play because they didn't know. They said they might recall me right after the game because they still had the injury situation. So the way it works, I think you guys know the emergency call up, right? Like if you don't play a game in the NHL, you have to come down right away. So. Okay, this is a funny story. Oh my God, it's gonna take so long, but I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible.
Go for it. We got time.
So I get called up, right? I go up, whatever. So obviously, unfortunately, I warmed up warmed up on the NHL ice. So it's as close as it gets, right? I was during the team warm-ups on the ice, so it was pretty cool. But anyway, after that, like obviously I don't play. Waddy flew in too. Austin Watson they flew him in too. So we watched the game, and after that, like they sent us down. They sent us both down. We basically start driving with the team bus back to the airport, right? So we drive with the team bus back to the airport, but taxi, you know who taxi is, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys know the nicknames or not, but taxi lived in the same building as I did. So he told me, hey, listen, man, I didn't know I'm going to be here for so long. Can you bring me some clothes and underwear? I said, sure. So, I knew everybody in the building. I was very good friends with the staff there. So he just called, say, hey, can you guys open my door? Eddie's going to grab some stuff. So basically, we drive to with the bus to the plane. And I remember, shit, like I forgot to give Taxi his clothes back, right? So his bag is already on the plane, but my bag is, I don't know, there's so many bags in the bus, I can't find my bag, and all his clothes are there. So everybody is waiting on the plane. Meanwhile, I'm on the bus looking through bags, trying to locate my bag. I find my bag. I take, everybody's on the plane ready to departure. They're looking over the window. I take Taxi's bag. I start packing Taxi's bag with his clothes that I brought him. So everybody is waiting. Imagine NHL team is waiting for me to pack Taxi's freaking bag with underwear. So I pack his bag. I close his bag. I give it to Carrillo, who is a person that works for Detroit. So, okay, whatever. We're leaving, and the bus driver said, we were staying. We didn't live with the team. Obviously, we got sent down, so we had to go and stay at the hotel. So we start driving to the hotel, and the bus driver says, "Hey, like the bus is too big, so I can't drop you guys off by the entrance. You'll have to walk." Okay, we can walk. Like, what are we talking? Like, how far? It's like a half a yard. Oh, half a mile. Like, no, it's not half a mile. It's like, I would say like quarter of a mile you have to walk to the hotel. He drops us off. There are 5, like, it's like not like a small highway. I wouldn't say it's like a busy highway, but it's like a 5-lane highway. He drops us off on the left side. We take our bags and he's like, see you guys, good luck. He pulls out me and Austin Watson. We have 2 hockey bags. We have 2 like stick bags. We have our personal belonging bag, me and him, and I had the backpack as well. I have a picture. We were on the side of the highway, and Waddy's like, "The hell is going on? Like, how is this happening?" So I was waiting with the bags. Like people are driving by. I'm standing on the side of the highway with bags, like sticks, everything. They're still on the highway. Like the bags are on the left lane. They're standing there. So he like walks to the hotel, brings the cart. He brings the cart. Then we're walking with the cart on the left side of the highway. This is craziest shit ever. And basically, okay, whatever. So we go up. It's crazy, but whatever, it is what it is. We go to bed. We wake up in the morning. We fly. I think we flew to Detroit, and from Detroit we had to take a car to. No, we had to fly to Detroit, and then from Detroit to Grand Rapids. So, we check in, everything's fine. We fly to Detroit, and at one point we're like, oh, the plane got canceled from Detroit to Grand Rapids got canceled. I don't know, it just got canceled. But we have to be back. We have to like at least show up, at least get on the ice because injuries happen all the time with Detroit. So we need to make sure like one of us is ready to go, right? Just in case. And so like the plane is canceled. Like we're not gonna make it. Waddy's like, no, we're renting a car. Sure, let's rent a car. So he rents a car with his own money, whatever. That took a long time too, because you can't drive to Grand Rapids and leave the car there. Like you have to drive it back. Like nobody, like they just don't allow it. So what he says, you know what? I'm gonna take it like there and back. Like I'm gonna like a pickup and like the location is gonna be the same, but I'm just not gonna drive it back. I'm just gonna go to Enterprise in Grand Rapids and say, sorry guys, like I'm not driving it back. Other than that, it wouldn't let us reserve it, right? So we drive back. We're like, okay, like the bags are gonna be in Grand Rapids because there's another plane flying in. The game is at 7. The plane lands at like 5:30. So once the plane lands, I don't know, Doug or whoever is gonna pick our bags, and we're gonna, our bags are gonna get there in time, right? Okay, good. We get there, didn't sleep much. Like we went straight to the game. I had like a Jersey Mike's sub, whatever, like pregame meal. We get there. Dog comes to me. He says, "Hey Eddie, the plane arrived, but your bag is not there. Like they're missing your bag." And I'm like, "Well, it sucks. I'm not gonna play. It is what it is. I tried, but it is what it is." Coach Waddy comes to me, and he's like, "Eddie." At first, he was like, "Yeah, like you're not playing, whatever." And then he comes to me, he's like, "Eddie, you have to play. Like just in case they need to call you back up right after this game, you have to play. You have to step up on the ice." I was like, "Okay, so what do we do now?" So I go to Kyle, equipment manager, and I'm like, "Listen, put something together." So I got brand new gear, skate, everything. Like I was like, thank God we didn't play that game. You know what? Because it was crazy. Listen, I went on the ice during warm-ups, and to be honest with you, like everybody's like, yeah, this ice is so bad, whatever. But I just thought the skates are so bad, honestly. I thought the skates are bad. So I didn't say anything. Everybody's like, yeah, you see this ice like so bad, like, you can touch the concrete, whatever. Like it was bad ice. But for me, it was just like, I had to learn how to skate on new skates pretty much, and so basically I go on the ice, and after all this hassle, they just call it a game, and I said, we're not skating on this ice. So I'm like, well, I'm happy that we didn't skate on the ice, because I didn't feel good at all in new gear and whatever. And then they got basically this game had to happen. So what happened was they just gave us like a game just in case, and I didn't get called up because one of the guys in Detroit that wasn't supposed to play, he like for another week he decided to play, and Lenny got called up, so we were all fine. And then I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm going to bed, so I'm like, I'm not getting called up. It's all right, I had my chance, didn't work out. And then Steve calls me, and Steve's like, Eddie, we might need you tomorrow. I was like, this is at like around 11, right? He's like, we might need you tomorrow. And I was like, okay. He's like, wake up a little bit earlier tomorrow, and just in case, because Shiner's wife was in labor, so we didn't know what to expect, right? And so I was like, well, she I don't know if she was in labor, but she was very close, right? So like it was like we didn't know what's going on. So I'm like, okay, like I might have to fly, I call Shiner. I was like, Shiner, hope all is good. Let me know, give me updates, just so I'm ready. So obviously I don't sleep all night, right? Because I'm thinking about it. So I don't sleep all night. Obviously the call never comes, and thankfully Shiner and everything was good with wife, and he played the game, and then later on like everything went well. But I had another chance, and I was like hoping that I'll get called up, and it just didn't come, and I didn't sleep all night just waiting for the call.
Goodness. I knew that story of the ice had more wild stories that happened behind the scenes, but that was not what I was expecting.
No, I had no gear. And you know what the craziest part about all this is? So I had injury for like 2 years. No, 4 years probably. 4 years ago when I played my last Providence year, I tore my MCL 3 times. So, and then I got surgery, and now I have the brace. And, doctors say I can play without the brace, but I'm so used to it. It's also mental, but I'm so used to it, and I don't want to risk it again. So I always play with the brace. and we don't have a brace. Like if my gear doesn't come, I don't have a brace, right? And because I don't have a brace, I'm like I can't, like I'm scared. I'm scared to skate, because it feels a little bit different. And that was the only concern of mine. Like if I play, I can play with new gear. I mean, it will, get a little bit of time to get used to. Obviously, also I didn't sleep and had jersey mics for pregame. Let aside that, right? But the brace was the thing that I was like most scared about, because I didn't want to play a game. There was a. They said maybe I could just go on a power play and just do one-timers, whatever. But I mean, it's I wanted to play the full game if I had a chance. It's just I really needed that brace.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that game didn't happen, because when we talked with Brandon Hawkins about that game last time we saw him down in Toledo, I was like, how bad was the ice really? And he's like, first crossover, almost tore my ACL. I was like, oh, all right, so it was bad. Got it. So glad that game didn't happen for your sake too.
I just can picture the two of you guys just pushing the hotel cart like up the highway. I feel like I've seen this picture.
Listen, it's another thing that you guys remember. He was with Austin Watson, and he was pissed. He was pissed. So the whole time, even when we were driving a car from from Detroit to Grand Rapids to try to make it to the game, he was like pissed off. He's like, this is bullshit, whatever, So I'm just there, like sitting down, hoping like he doesn't like want to swing at me for no reason, But listen, me and Wadi, we had a great time, and it actually like bonded us, and we became like super close friends too. So, but it was just funny because like I just tried to stay out of his way. Like I would always like ask a question or try to like suggest something. He was just like, shut up. I'm good. Like we're good. I was like, maybe we should stop in Chipotle or whatever. He's like, no, Jersey Mike's. So I'm like, okay. He's like, just shut your mouth. I'm gonna get you to the game. So that was
the most
funny.
Austin Watson thing I've ever heard.
That was unbelievable. It was a great car ride though. Like it made it a different type of experience, and it just made me appreciate my friends even more.
That was your welcome to the NHL moment.
You know what? Sadly, that wasn't. I was like NHL, like everything is spread. You need to push a cart up the hill and left to get and you have oh my god, it was actually crazy. I still have a picture. It's just like it's me and him standing like this on the highway, just like what is going on here. But in bus drivers' defense, like he was probably paid to get a team to the airport, and that's it. So
yeah.
He just the funniest part was in my head I thought okay, he can stay on the left side to protect us just in case, just keep the bus there while we pick up stuff. He drops all our bags in front of the bus, and then he's like, see you guys, good luck. Pulls out, gone.
Oh no!
Yeah. So we're just standing there and Wadi Wadi's so funny just because he's he gets mad and he just he gets in this pissy mood and it, for me it's funny.
He's one of the funnier guys on the team for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Did you guys at least listen to music on the way back? Or was it just
There was no music. There was no music, and Wadi was talking to himself. They're having a conversation to himself. And every time I tried to join in, to be more fun, he was like, "Just shut up." I was like, "Okay." But obviously, he said it in a funny, quirky, friendly way, not "shut up,"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he would call, I don't know, his wife or his buddies or whoever or Wadi is calling us while we're in the car, and then he's just talking so much crap about the whole situation. He's like, so we're fucking driving from Detroit through Grand Rapids in this car. We couldn't rent a car, so I had to take it. I had to take the pickup, and the location had to be the same, and I had to call this and I had to call that, and Eddie is mumbling something next to me, shut up, Eddie. So yeah, it was a great time.
Oh man, that's wonderful.
It's
Oh.
probably not my favorite story of this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, it's
This-
great.
It was funny. It was funny.
Take us back to the moment for Latvia. So you get the call. What was kind of going through your mind during that whole process?
Yeah, well, I was expecting a call at some point just because I did have a season to make the team, and I was hoping I would get a call, so I was kind of expecting, and probably a few weeks prior, a coach of the national team called me and said, "Hey, listen, like make sure you stay healthy, make sure you do everything," and that was my kind of sign that this might be the call. But obviously, I think 2 days before the announcement, the GM called me and said, "Hey, Eddie, like, you know, like you're in the team, and we hope all is well. Keep working hard until then." And yeah, and then the official announcement came, and then obviously it was a big moment just because I dreamed about it my whole life too. Playing in Olympics, and it was a very great experience. Very great experience. The tournament for myself. I mean, I did as good as I could. There was no. The only painful part was us losing to Denmark. We were not supposed to lose to Denmark, but we won Germany, which was fine. But at the end, it didn't really kind of like help us out anyway because we had to beat Denmark to get higher seed. We were already like not us, but like the everybody was expecting us to beat Denmark, and there were calculations that we could go against Slovakia in the quarterfinals, and that's like a very similar team than us. I don't know, quarterfinals would be like maybe Italy because we would be the second seed if we would beat Germany, and then like we would think about Italy, so then it's semis, and semis is Slovakia. So like we were thinking, okay, like this might be our year. Like the path is kind of aligning. We just forgot to beat Denmark, which was it hurt the most just because it was just not our game. We played very good, but the first 10 minutes they scored 3 goals, and we just couldn't come back. We scored 2 goals, lost, and yeah, it essentially like kind of ended our tournament then, to be honest with you, because I didn't know who we were supposed to play right after the game, and the first person I saw, like the journalist, he was like asking me questions. He's like, "So how do you feel when you're gonna play against Sweden?" And I'm like, "Damn, quarterfinals against Sweden." And I said, "Yeah, well, we're gonna try to do our best," which we did, but obviously a little too short.
Was there a moment at the Olympics where you kind of just looked around and you're just like, "Holy shit, I'm actually here"?
Yeah, honestly, like the first day when we arrived at the village, and I mean, there were NHL guys everywhere, and my friends, like just the world-class athletes everywhere. So it was honestly like a experience that, as I told you guys before, like I'm gonna always remember. One thing is I wish all the sports were kind of in the same village, because in Milan we just had like skating sports, and then curling maybe, and then maybe something else, but like that's it. That's how small the village for us was. And then in the mountains there was the bobsled, the other sports that are, and like snowboarding, skiing. Like I wanted to go and see those sports, because that's something that you don't see every day, and you want to go and watch. And actually, as I told you guys before, I think one of you guys, one of my better friends was on the bobsled team. So
Yeah.
I wanted to go see him, support him, but if you, with the NHL schedule, you don't have much time to enjoy. We flew in after the opening ceremony. So I didn't even get to see opening ceremony, which for me was like one of the biggest things you want to be a part of, right? But because of the NHL, the way like it worked out, and thankfully the NHL guys were there, their ask was to make sure like, they they depart as late as possible to squeeze in a few more games, and then 2 days after the opening ceremony we showed up, and then I had 1 or 2 days off, not off but without a game, and then the tournament started. It was maybe like a week, maybe like 9 days, but it went past super quick. Like I had didn't have even time to like. I did go to the city afterward after we lost, but I wanted to see a little bit more, and unfortunately, not these Olympics. Hopefully, next ones.
You've played, I went back through a couple of your teams. You played with guys like Jeremy Swayman over at Maine, Chase Pearson, who played here at Grand Rapids, Brandon Bussey that just won the Stanley Cup. Does it hit you like how small the world really is for hockey and where everybody's careers kind of go?
Oh, yeah. No. Hockey world is, I mean, you see like in every life, I don't know, like groups, friends or whatever, like the circle is small, especially if we like, let's say, we are all in this hockey world, right? You guys are too. So if you hear a last name, you're like, oh wait, I remember this guy from somewhere. Like, where did he play? So there's obviously still guys that you don't hear about much, but for me, like, most of the guys I know of, like because also another thing is I've been in the States. I went to college here. A lot of AHL guys come from college, so, I have lived here long enough to like kind of know a lot of last names and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like Sway was my classmate in Maine. We were very close, and we still are. We FaceTime once in a while. We actually went to my buddy's wedding this past summer, right before the camp. I went to the wedding and then I went to Detroit. So we keep in touch. I mean, I knew, to be honest with you, with Sway, I knew right away he's gonna be like a top goaltender. Our main team was good when he was there, but the things he was doing on the ice was just insane. Like we would win games 1-0. Like that's we just needed to score a goal, pretty much, And yeah, and Bus is a gamer. Like he's a gamer. Like this guy. I remember like, he was the best goalie when I played in Providence too. He was like probably like top 3 in the league anyway. So I knew he's a very good goalie, but he's super like just all about like the game goalie. Like you want him in the game. Like practice, he maybe you score a few goals on him. Like I remember like Boston was not big on him because they thought like maybe he's not in shape or like why he's letting goals in practice. But when it's game time, when it matters, this guy is insane. Like he was so good for us in Providence. Best goalie. Now that I think about it, like it's crazy how many great goalies I have, played with. It's like, and this is again, Bus, Sway, those are the 2 big names. But the 2 big names that could be potentially as big is Posty and Cossa. Like those guys are like, I guess I had I've been fortunate enough to not play defense as much in my AHL career, right? Those guys, listen, I'm plus 29 this year, and there's a lot to do with the way my goalie plays, and those guys, they are all like, to be honest with you, they are all NHL goalies. It's just a matter of the time. Like Posty's insane. Cossa's insane. Like thankfully, Cossa got a new job too, right? And I can't wait to see him how he does in the NHL too. It's just about the timing, Look at Bus. Like Bus was like a minor league goalie, whatever, and now he is the best goalie in the NHL, arguably, in playoffs at least. So that's why it's all about the timing, and all those guys are going to be NHL goalies, and the one guy is going to have a bigger career, one less big, but thanks to them, I was in plus in the minors. So.
Do you have a game against Utah next year?
Well, I'm pretty sure the Oilers probably have, for sure. but I need to get to there before we play them. But I would like another thing is like on all those goalies, I really want to score. Like Sway, he didn't play against me in the Olympics because Hellebuck played, right? Yeah, Hellebuck played against Latvia in the Olympics. But I wish he played because then it would be different stakes. Like I would, like I always told like me and his parents are close, and every time I see his parents, like either it's I don't know, like we catch up in Boston or whatever, I always tell them like I'm gonna score on your son. Like it's just a matter of time.
We brought up Edmonton, and we just talk real quick on the free agency piece. When free agency came around, what were those conversations like, or did you know that it was going to be pretty quickly Edmonton was the opportunity that you were going to go for?
I honestly, no, not really. The free agency, it's kind of crazy how it's happening because like it's, another thing that you guys may or may not know, I wasn't still fully sure. Do I want to do it again? Do I want to go through the same things again, or do I just want to return back home and play in the Czech league, which where people's or teams see value with me in me. I'm fan favorite, and like I don't need to go through like emotional roller coasters and stuff like that. So I was still unsure, but I did get a new agent, and I told him right away, listen, I don't. I wasn't stressing this time. Sometimes I'm like, not even stressing. Like I wasn't even thinking about it much. I was like, if the opportunity or if the team wants me, they will get to me, or if the opportunity comes, we'll make it work. But I told them what I want from the organization, any organization at that point. And I said, like, this is what I want. And I didn't want him to bother me, even if there's a level of interest. Like that to me doesn't do anything to me. If anything, I start thinking about, how cool that would be, and then like I set my expectations that I would get some offer, and it never works out. So I'm just like, listen, I'm doing my 3v3 organizing thing. When you if you have serious offers, if you believe I can get to the roster and play a few games, you call me. Before that, like I don't care. So that's what I told him, and I said, listen, no hard feelings. If it doesn't work out, I we just stay friends, and I'm gonna play in Czech Republic, and it's gonna whatever. So on, I think it was June 30th, right? Yeah, June 30th is the last day of June, right? And and then I got a call, and he said, like, listen, this is the real opportunity. And he said, like, they really like me. They've gone through all the analytics, whatever. Like, this is the real opportunity and stuff. And they obviously spoke very highly of me. And the thing was, usually I think like when somebody offers you, you have a couple days to like think about it. In free agency, you don't really have time to think about it. So even though like right away when they offer you, like because they have a list of players, right, that they like from let's say from 1 to 10 potentially who they want to sign. So you don't really have time to think. So I knew that there's interest from Edmonton, and I had to wait until the July 1st and stuff like that. And basically it happened very quick. It happened so quick. The free agency came, no time to think, either yes or no, or we're looking for a different player. But obviously, what I was told, that was on the top of the listing of the depth guys. So everything they told me, the way they negotiated with me, how easy, how quick it was, like there was no reason for me not to sign there. And it just gives me an extra motivation to keep working hard. I had a great season last year, and I don't want to leave when I had leave the States when I had a great season. I want to still fight for it, and I still want to fight for my dream. That's one thing that my aspiration obviously is to get there and to play, to start with one game and then see how it goes. But it's always been about playing there. If we talk financially, I would probably make more money in Europe, with because they pay you, they pay for your car, they pay for your housing, plus you get tax-free money. Like for me, it's about something bigger than the financial. I want to prove myself. I want to prove everybody that I can get there, and there's just one more opportunity for me. And I'm so happy that it's a new organization I haven't thought about before, because usually like I was the East Coast kind of a guy, like Boston and whatever. But now it's somewhere a little bit further out. A new coach, a new team, a team with also a big vision in the future. And I believe still I can be the guy that can help them, especially with the depth and depth scoring.
When you were in the Czech League, it looks like you got the opportunity to play with the ageless legend Jaromír Jágr. Do you have any like fun stories or anything just with him, getting the chance to play with him?
Well, I mean, yeah, let me think about one.
You didn't get abandoned at some city with your gear. You didn't get abandoned at some city with your gear or anything like that with Jágr.
No, but listen, one thing about JJ is he's different. He's different, and you have to be different if you want to be a superstar somewhere. And to be honest with you, a lot of successful people are different because everybody else is like, oh, this is not the way you should do things, and you do it differently, and that's why you are there where you are. So with him, I'm glad that I've made a relationship strong enough that I can call him right now and he'll be like, Eddie, what's up? And he's gonna start chirping me. He loves chirping me too. But the thing is, we became super close friends because he was the owner of the team and I was doing super cool, and then he would take me out to dinners and stuff like that. So we would go to what is it called, like dinner, and then everybody's dancing around you kind of thing. Do you know what it is, or is it a European thing?
Clubs?
It's not a club. It's I can't remember the word of it, but it's basically like you eat, and then there's let's say a stage in front, and they're singing, dancing. There's a word for that type of event. So he would take me there. He would like introduce me to his exes, like some crazy stuff. And then he would like always like show me, like the funny part about him, he's such a big legend that like I don't know, because we would go together, just me and him. It's not like he would invite me with his buddies. Like it was me and him going. Like we're going on the street and people are obviously all going to him, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? Like I mean, is he hanging out with nobody? Like that's not Jaromír, So we would always go on the street. Obviously he would take 1,000 pictures and stuff like that. But he was just all around, like his training methods are just insane. The stuff that he does, it's not like nobody does that ever. Like you guys can look at the videos what he does. He puts a bungee cord, like he ties a bungee cord on himself, like one side on himself and the other side near the boards, the board that like he like basically places. No, he ties it on the stick and places the stick in a doorway, so like it holds him, and then he does sprints on the ice before the game. And then so he does like 2-3 hard steps, and the bungee cord like pulls him back, and then he does it again, it pulls it back, and like we go on the ice, we like play sewer, whatever, play two-touch game, and this guy is just on the ice. Like this is I'm telling you, this is even before you can you have official like on ice warm up, but he does it whenever he wants. Like everybody in the league knows the ice has to be ready 2 hours prior, because he might go shoot some pucks. It doesn't matter if it's home. It doesn't matter if it's home ice or away ice. He's just gonna be there. Then he puts his gear on, and then we have a trainer, and he holds the bungee cord, and then he runs. No, he takes the skates off. Then he sprints. Does sprints like that. Then he shoots these little like go-kart tires all the time. He's just like he goes in practice. Like he's such a still he still does it. It's not like he did it like 20 years ago. He still does it. Like I would go to the rink maybe around like 7-8 p.m. and he's skating around with go-kart tires and just shooting them to the net. And I'm like, you do you know you're crazy, or am I crazy? I think you're crazy, you know. So, and for him, it's his life. Like hockey is his life. The team was his baby, and he was doing everything to get better. And the funniest part, he would tell me every time, like after first year, he's already like 52 or 53 at that point. After first year, he's like, Eddie, next year is going to be my best season so far. I was like, what do you mean the best season so far? He's like, I'm gonna practice. He runs. Listen, at 53, he runs up the hill, like sprints up the hill. He has videos of him sprinting up the hill, and he does that like 5 to 10 times. And he tells me, Eddie, I'm gonna lose like 10 pounds. I'm gonna be so much faster next year. I'm like, I don't know if I'm not sure it's how it works. But listen, one thing I can tell you though is, a lot of games it was harder for him, obviously, because the hockey is you get older, the hockey is faster, the young guys are always faster than you. But then there's a game where he feels good, like he just, I don't know, he's well rested or whatever, and he feels good, and you can still see the old Yager in him. Like he dangles, he has some highlight reel goals because his stick is like, I don't know, like 6 feet long, you know? So he's like Zdeno Chara, right? And he like dangles guys like right and left because everybody follows his stick, but it's so long that he can like go around you. So he's still a legend. I hope he will have one more game for Kladno next year, like this following year, to retire. But if you ask me if he will ever truly retire, no, he will always keep skating and keep practicing.
That's unreal.
I love it. All right. I think we'll skip to the last one for you here, Eddie. Obviously, you know, like you said, you're the Blueberry King. You become a fan favorite in Grand Rapids. You personally reached out to us to do this one last time for the fans. So what do you have to say to the fans here in Grand Rapids as you head off to your new time in Edmonton?
Do you want an emotional speech? Should I say something by the great big world, or what do you want me to do?
The floor is yours. You can do whatever you want.
No, well, I mean, you know, when you put me on the spot like that, you know, it gives me a little getting nervous with this question. This is the crazy question. No, but honestly, like, you know, I want all the fans. Well, first of all, thank all the fans for supporting me, supporting the team. As I said prior, it is one of the best places to play in the NHL, in the AHL, and it is mostly because of the fans. The fans come in, they support you no matter what, and you know, ups and downs, they're still with you, and it's just, you know, again, one of those seasons that I'll look back and remember Grand Rapids as a great place to play. Always would recommend if anybody would ever call me and say how is Grand Rapids, there's not a single bad thing I can say about it. The fans made it easy, you guys made it easy, and it was just a fun season with not a fun ending as we all wanted, but you know, whatever I experienced, the experience I had in Grand Rapids, you can't replace it. It was great. It was fully sold out arenas. It was, you know, I wish we saw the fans, the playoff fans, a little bit more. But you know, it is what it is. It's life, and we just learn from it, and we move on. So that's how I want to end it.
That's beautiful, man. Well, we can't thank you enough for just an entertaining season, especially those post-game interviews with you. They were some of our all-time favorites. I think the one with Austin Watson chirping at MBN might still top at the tier just because there was a shot fired at an Iowa Wild player during that interview. But other than that, yours were top tier.
Yeah. Oh, you see, like with me is I'm trying to make it entertaining as much as entertaining for me. I want to make it also entertaining for you and the fans, because you know we can all be simple and give you easy answers, but that's not this guy. This guy is going to come up with something crazy.
Well, thank you, man, for doing this. Thank you for everything this season. We wish you the best of luck. We will be rooting for you unless you happen to be in Bakersfield and Grand Rapids is playing them in like the conference finals or something. Yeah. That'll be about the only time we won't root for you, but we'll always be cheering for you, man. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me. And hey, good luck. Good luck. And hopefully Grand Rapids brings it home sometime soon.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a new customer offer. When the ice gets coldest, the best players in the world show you exactly who they are. Playoff warriors turn it up round by round, and DraftKings turns it up with them from the first round all the way to the Stanley Cup final. Bet player props, bet live, from the opening faceoff to the final horde. Every moment matters. New DraftKings customers bet just $5 and you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN so you're ready for the moment. That's code THPN. Turn $5 into $100 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
And welcome back to just the three of us. We realized as we started recording the intro and outro for this interview that Travis wasn't even in this interview. So if you wondered where Travis went, he wasn't there. We've been sitting on this one for a hot minute here with all the other ones that have popped up. But just again, thank you to Eddie for taking time out of the summer to do this. It's really funny how this interview played out. I believe we posted something on our social pages. I think it was Instagram, thanking him for everything this season. One of the favorite post-game interviews, obviously, as the season went on. And within a couple hours, there was a DM in our inbox that said, one more interview for the fans before I go. And how do we turn down that opportunity? So again, just what an incredible person, amazing human being, one of the most fun interviews we had all season, and obviously an extremely talented player too, who we wish nothing but the best for, and we'll always be rooting for him. I think at this point, even when he's playing against Detroit in the future. So that's how much he's won us over. But since Trav wasn't there, Nick, just what was your biggest takeaway from that interview?
Obviously, we did get to do an exit interview with Eddie because he was on a plane to going to the Worlds, I believe it was at the time. So he left pretty quickly, and so we weren't able to say goodbye and appreciate him and all that. So it's cool that he reached out to us. Just this story about going to Detroit with Austin Watson and the hotel, that was just funny. Like looking back at it now, right? Like it was a funny situation that they were in, but not a great situation to be in. But yeah, that I remember that piece because it has been a little bit of time, but I remember that piece, and that was probably the funniest thing that I had heard.
I have to say, because I missed the interview and I got on with Brandon to record with Ammo because it was the same day when we recorded those, or you guys did it in the morning and then I jumped on with Ammo in the afternoon. And Brandon told me about that story, and being that I haven't heard the whole thing yet, but I heard it from Brandon, I can take away that is actually a very funny story.
It kind of just gives you it's always good to see the player perspective, right? Of what is going on, the day-to-day travel and how things happen and how things go about. We just kind of think of it, it just humanizes them a little bit more, right? You've heard my crazy story of me trying to get to Spain last year, and it was just chaos. And it just kind of reminds me of that, on their situation too, right? So it was kind of cool to see that. And we'll have another interview a couple sooner with some of the Griffins organization, and they kind of give us some more human stories of what's happened too. So, kind of the background and how things operate and work. So it was kind of cool to see it on Eddie's side.
It's funny too, because remember the one year Bliss got called up to Toledo and then he was driving there and had to turn around and got sent back. So it's funny when you hear these human side of the, guys are going through it just like people are in their everyday lives. Life happens fast.
Yeah, it's kind of that. It's one of the things that we enjoy doing this show is obviously when we get guys on the show, we want to talk about hockey and Detroit and all that stuff, but we always like to just bring out the human aspect too. And that subtle reminder that these guys they're just guys. They're just average human beings that just happen to be really good at a sport, and get to play it in front of fans for their job. But at the end of the day, when they step off the ice, they're all just humans and they all go through the same struggles and all that fun stuff that we get to do. But that story was definitely an all-time one there. I think, for me, just my biggest takeaway is Eddie in post game is the same as Eddie in a regular interview as well. That's just the guy he is. Just this friendly, fun guy that loves to tell stories and is really good at telling stories as well for the way he was setting up half of those. So I'm going to miss that guy. I'm going to miss those, guaranteed 6 or 7 minute interviews in post game this season. Definitely will miss having him around. So thank you again to him. And like we said, wish him nothing but success over there in Edmonton. I can't wait to see him make that NHL debut that he clearly wants. Like, he just wants to make that debut in the NHL. And I think he's set up this time to be able to go do that. So can't wait to see him go do that. And I hopefully would love to see him. Sorry, Red Wings fans, I'd love to see him score a goal against Detroit. I think that would just be the icing on the cake for him and probably the best Selly we ever see out of him if he gets to pull that off. So
his
good luck
debut
to
will probably
Eddie.
be against Detroit.
At this rate, it probably will be. So it'll be a fun one to watch. We know we'll be watching that one closely, watching both sides of the ice closely on that one. But outside of that, we have nothing else to add for you guys. No other news and updates. Just a reminder that the Griffins are set to play 2 preseason games down in Toledo, Ohio against the Cleveland Monsters at the Huntington Center. So make sure if you haven't yet, go grab tickets for that. It should be a fun time. Before we go, we got to thank our sponsors of the show, DraftKings and Everything Hockey Clothing Company. When you're betting with DraftKings, use code THPN. And when you're shopping at everythinghockey.com, use code WEST to save a few bucks off your order. We also got to thank our amazing Patreon subscribers who've been with us for so long. Obviously, Patreon is free for the summer because of the lack of content. You can clearly see in Nick's background, he's in the process of moving. My day job has been chaotic, so content this summer has been limited. So we hope you guys are enjoying the interviews at least, but if you join Patreon, it is free right now. We'll go back to the regular low charge tiers as the season gets closer here. We'll make sure we notify everybody that's already on there way ahead of time so you have time to scramble and make plans if you want to continue with us or not over at patreon.com/Hockeytown West podcast. We hope you continue with us. We try to keep it as cheap as we possibly can. And what you get over there is bonus content, unedited episodes, unless they're an interview. Those are always edited just for the player's sake. Sorry, if something is said or they swear and they shouldn't have, we make sure we get rid of that. But at the same time, all the other shows that we do are unedited over there. You get automatically entered into any giveaways that we do, all that fun stuff. So check that out if you haven't yet. There's some bonus content you can go back and see from during the season that some of it's still very relevant now with Detroit, because that's, if you want us to talk and give our opinions on the Red Wings, that's usually where you get it at. This show, we focus on the Griffins in Toledo. Over there, we can talk some Red Wings nonsense, and I think the last bonus episode we did is still very relevant to this point in time with all the chaos happening up in Detroit. But outside of that, nothing else. Everybody have a fantastic week, and as always, go Griffins, go Walleye.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Hockeytown West podcast. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at HockeytownWPod and your hosts, Nick at GR Hockey Guy, Brandon at Brandon GR Hockey, and Travis at Trav in T-Town.